car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Well, this would fully freak me out.
It sounds like a movie.
I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday.
But authorities at Newark Liberty International Airport actually did pull a snake from a plane after passengers spotted one slithering around on a flight from Tampa. It was just a garden snake, which isn't venomous, but passengers started screaming and pulling their feet up on seats while the plane was still taxiing. Crew members requested help, but no one got hurt. The incident also didn't impact any other flights. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Do you always get eaten alive by mosquitoes? Well, that's because you smell. Not smell bad, just have a particular smell. New research has found they're drawn to people who produce more carboxylic acid in their bodies. And it doesn't matter if you change your diet or habits, your body still produces the same amount. That means if mosquitoes are attracted to you, they will always be attracted to you. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Hey folks, this is Kathy Wolf from American Oak and More. This is your special invitation to our biggest sale of the year. For a limited time, get up to 50% off the top tag price on everything in American Oak and More's inventory and special orders. Plus, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's up to 50% off on living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Plus, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. We are located on Highway 231 North, just south of the River Bridge. Hurry, sell in soon.
I've been there for almost 30 years. You don't pay a fake money, don't set up a fake wood. Good morning, Alabama. How did you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Wolf Boys Bedding,
We'll
take the time to show you how a mattress is
Okay,
made,
that right there, that right there, and that right there.
Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop the Better Sleep Sale and get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep's homegrown collection.
Don't count sheets, get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak and More.
Matt Parsons here. You've been listening to me for 12 years, and Budget's been in business 30 years. We've never had a sale like this before. It's the 777 event. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll never come across a sale like this again. It's crazy. The biggest sale we've ever did. It's a giveaway. $7 a day for the next 7 days. Do you have a car you want to sell? I'm paying up to $2,700.
Sure, I got a car I want to sell.
On the spot. With no we buy cars, we buy trucks, and I'll buy those and give you up to $2,777 over Kelly Blue. If you have a car you want to trade in, I'll give you $2,777 over Kelly Blue, plus another $777. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll have good and hit the jackpot. Budget Car and Truck Sale during this 777 event. Budget Car and Truck Sale, Montgomery and Prattville. MyBudgetOnline.com. MyBudgetOnline.com. With no charge. Budget is suctionable saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, soaking up allergies, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose. Sinus, sites, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. The biggest payoff is improved health. Navaz is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navaz, NAD, AGE, clean hands, healthy life.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. You need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
A very cold start down in the 30s this morning will give way to an afternoon in the lower 60s. 62 degrees, mainly sunny skies. It's going to be a nice day. The wind will still be slightly breezy, but not as windy as it was yesterday. For tonight, another freeze warning back down into the low to mid 30s. Another very cold start tomorrow, up to 65, mostly sunny Thursday, mid to upper 30s Thursday night, and then Friday we're in the low 70s. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. You've got an accident reported 65 northbound at Fairview Avenue, so please use caution if you're heading in that direction. Outside of that, we're looking good. Nothing else is reported to send you on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. All is here at Festival Plaza. Shop Plato's Closet, ABC Beverage, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor at Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Wednesday. A new beverage production and distribution complex is coming to Montgomery. It's expected to bring 280 new jobs. Vienna Capital Partners plans to build a 1.7 million square foot production facility near the Coca-Cola exit of I-65. That facility will produce and distribute.
Everybody's beautiful. They're on the way.
New data shows despite
I can go heaven. The world's gonna find a way. There is none so blind.
Still higher than before that formula recall.
The world is behind.
If you know someone needs a warm place to stay, go to Montgomery EMA's Warming Center. It opens whenever temperatures get below freezing. It's located at 3446 LeBron Road. That's near Norman Bridge Road. That's your news on this Wednesday morning. I'm Jen Davis with WSFA 12.
Do you have property that needs management?
Everybody's beautiful.
Come see us at Sunset.
They're
You'll
on
find
the
quality
way.
John Deere equipment and the implements to tackle any job
I
that
can
comes your
go
way. Right now at Sunset,
heaven.
you can drive off a
World
brand new John Deere with 0% interest on popular models, including 1 Series, 3 Series, and even 5 Series tractors. For all of your equipment needs, come see us at Sunset. Equipment for those that need.
Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires October.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stool? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
You're like most Americans. You're pretty much in disbelief watching the world lose its mind. As we all know, global problems have local consequences. Too many of them. And if the next news headline spins us into chaos, are you ready? Grocery store supply chains are only as strong as their weakest link. Don't wait for them to break. Today's the day to secure emergency food.
Everybody's beautiful.
is America's largest prepared special packaged and delicious food stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. It'll be there when you need it. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and pick up several emergency food kits. There are a dozen different sizes that average over 2,000 calories per day. Our food kits are in stock and shipped quickly and discreetly to your door. Having food storage in your home beats standing in government food lines.
Amen to that.
MyPatriotSupply.com and prepare for what's coming. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. It price can vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack!
It's the Dan Bongino Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem
to the problem solver.
Amen. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Well, it's time to rise and shine. And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again. It is another day that the Lord has made, and you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning. It's time for our daily bread. Good morning, I'm Kevin. That's right. I'm only telling you that because you probably want to know who you're talking to. I'm just not a big deal. Just thought you wanted to know my name. Good morning to you. It is October the 19th, 2022. Today's daily bread, it's simply entitled Reasons to Rejoice. Today's scriptural insight comes from Psalms chapter 64. But Psalm 64:10 says, the righteous will rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. All the upright in heart will glory in him. Govern yourselves accordingly to the word. Good morning to you. Again, it is October the 19th, 2022 AD. It is a day, well, you don't get it back once it's gone. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to summon it from the past once it leaves. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you ought to do today that you don't. And you don't get a chance to undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day, October the 19th, 2022. If you, like I, have seen a few days on God's green earth, you've seen many, many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, you should do whatever you can while you can until you can. And give somebody else a helping hand if there is a will to do so. Benjamin Eliza Mays said that whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live life. You shall always be successful, or you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you will never be a failure until you quit. We say never quit, never give up. Rest if you can, but never, ever give up. Never stop moving forward. Never, ever quit. Because quitters don't win, and winners, oh, they may lose in a thing or two, but they never quit. And remember this, no matter how the storm rages of life, the storms of life rage, the sun never goes anyplace. So wait a minute. Don't make a permanent decision on a temporary problem. The sun is still there. It'll be out soon. And no matter what happens this day, remember this. It's a great day to be alive.
Hello, I'm Sochil Dixon. In today's encouragement from our daily bread, I'll be reading Reasons to Rejoice. When Miss Glenda walked into the church commons area, her infectious joy filled the room. She had just recovered from a difficult medical procedure. As she approached me for our usual after-church greeting, I thank God for all the times over the years that she's wept with me, gently corrected me, and offered encouragement. She's even asked for forgiveness when she's thought she's hurt my feelings. Whatever the situation, she always invites me to share my struggles honestly and reminds me that we have many reasons to praise God. Mama Glenda, as she lets me call her, wrapped me in a gentle hug. "Hi, baby," she said. We enjoyed a short conversation and prayed together. Then she left, humming and singing as always, looking for someone else to bless. In Psalm 64, David boldly approached God with his complaints and concerns. He voiced his frustrations about the wickedness he saw around him. He didn't lose confidence in God's power or the reliability of his promises. He knew that one day the righteous will rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. All the upright in heart will glory in him. As we wait for Jesus' return, we'll face tough times, but we'll always have reasons to rejoice in every day God has made. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is Psalm 64. Hear me, my God, as I voice my complaint. Protect my life from the threat of the enemy. Hide me from the conspiracy of the wicked, from the plots of evildoers. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim cruel words like deadly arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent. They shoot suddenly without fear. They encourage each other in evil plans. They talk about hiding their snares. They say, "Who will see it?" They plot injustice and say, "We have devised a perfect plan." Surely the human mind and heart are cunning, but God will shoot them with his arrows. They will suddenly be struck down. He will turn their own tongues against them and bring them to ruin. All who see them will shake their heads in scorn. All people will fear. They will proclaim the works of God and ponder what he has done. The righteous will rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. All the upright in heart will glory in him. Let's pray. Almighty God, thank you for giving us so many reasons to rejoice as we celebrate who you are, what you've done, and all you've promised to do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, there we go. Time to rise and shine. You heard the word? Now it's time to get it with the birds. Go ahead, General. Let's knock this out. Rough and tough, airborne, every day. A run to the sun. Mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough, airborne. All the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way, driving on, driving on. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way, driving on, driving on. Early one morning in the drizzling rain, when I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light, lead the feeling blow. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way, driving on, driving on, driving on. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way, driving on, driving on. Here we go, all the way, gotta be rough and tough, airborne, all the way. All right, it's time to rise and shine. PT's next. Hey, we got one more day of PT, and then it's over for the week. Okay, we only do this 4 days a week because we're the old crew. Oh, I got to get up. Somebody call the first sergeant and sergeant major to tell them it's time to do this. Oh, he might say, eat it up, don't party. Eat it up, don't party. Hey, come on. Stop this party. Ooh, this party. Here we go. We got the groove. Everyone that is on the move. And you feel it all in your soul. Woo! That's a little bit more. I love it, daddy. Hey, latte, daddy. Hey, come on. The airborne way. Sometimes I want to quit, but my pride won't permit. Oh, come on now. Looking good. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give me more. Give me more. Woo! Okay. That was a little PT there. You know, we knocked that out of the box real quick. Nobody quit. Nobody dropped out. We're good. Now, we're going to pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, being the only member of the talk radio family that has served this great nation of ours. It's an incumbent upon me to always let everybody know. The only reason it's not the reporter, it's not the politician that make this a free country. What makes this a free country is that a lot of folks, young and old, past, present, and the future, hopefully, have gone in harm's way to make it so. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Want to say good morning to the Chief of Police at City of Montgomery, Mr. Daryl Albert, or Albert Daryl, whichever one it is. Also, good morning to the High Sheriff, Derek Cunningham. Good morning, sir. And good morning to the Mayor of the great City of Montgomery, Mr. Stephen Reed. He's a Democrat. I still like him, though. I just got to get him out that party. But anyway, what else is going on? Oh, good morning to the Montgomery Sanitation Department. Those guys, those are soldiers of the street. Believe it or not, they're at work before I am. So let's give respect. And don't forget, this Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know, throw something their way. They get up there early in the morning. You don't want to dump your own garbage, do you? I ain't think so. Leave something on the can for the brothers, all right, and the sisters. Because I saw a woman out there that day working hard. I forgot her name. But if I remember her name, I'll give her a shout out on the radio because she out there humping. So I don't hear nothing about some guy tell me he can't find a job. I'm not going for it. Okay, that woman is humping them garbage cans. So stop whining. Don't be whining. Get a job. Do something. Funny thing, panhandling. When it gets cold, I guess they're not hungry anymore. Woo! Anybody see a panhandle on the street last couple of days? Yeah, I haven't seen one either. I guess they only get hungry when the sun's out. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't. But these guys are not hungry. These guys are hustlers. Okay? There's a difference between being hungry and hustling. And I don't even mind hustling if you tell me that's what you're doing. Okay. If that's your job, that your chosen profession, I'm good. I'm all right. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Well, not really, but I'll stop for now. Simplify, Marines, simplify. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't wake you up in the morning, if that does not motivate you to get out of that bed and get to moving and make something happen to your life today, then check your pulse. Breathe something in the mirror. Make sure you got some breath coming out because that ought to get you up every morning. Okay, that's my whole goal of being here in the morning is to make sure you guys get up. Okay, get up motivated. Yes. Things will go wrong as they sometimes will. Sometimes you get tired going up that hill. But when the funds are low and the money is no more, when the money is low and the bills are high, don't look in the mirror and start to cry. Get yourself up out of that bed, wash your face, and clean your head. And I'll come up with the rest tomorrow. I'll come up with the rest tomorrow. Anyway, the word here is that never give up. It's never that bad. It always can be worse. So let's get out of bed. Let's get going. And you know something? Here's the one thing that people and proud people, I hear. Proud people have a hard time doing this. Now, I really don't have a hard time doing this because I've done it before. Ask for help. Seriously. You know, the one thing I have learned about being in the South since 1991, the one thing I have learned, now you can sit by and talk about our past relationships all you want to. You can whine about life is not fair. It isn't fair to anybody, okay? But the one thing that I can truly tell you about the South and about the folks in Montgomery, Alabama, the ones who I've had a pleasure to have relationships over the last 31 years, that if you're out there trying, legitimately trying, there is somebody that will help you. Okay, they just don't want to work as hard as you do on your dream. Okay, you've got to show that you have the willingness to sacrifice. Okay, to get out there. Don't be like right now. You ought to be up. It's 6:32 in the morning. Okay, you ought to be up right now doing something. If you ain't got nothing to do, be thinking about something to do. Okay, I'm just saying you ought to be up because the only thing you can do in the bed is sleep. Okay, a couple of things you can do, but I'm just saying productively. You got forget about you know. Somebody once said that you don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you finish the mission. So I'm just saying you might want to think about that for a second. Those are some pretty good words to get this morning started. Okay, so get out of bed. Time to get up. 6:32 in the morning right now here in Montgomery, Alabama. And if you're in the East Coast, then it's 7:32 already. All right. Either way, you need to get up. You need to, to do something. Okay. Ask for some help. Somebody, somewhere, will help you. You just add. Don't be proud. You know, being proud, and some people are. I mean, some people really are proud, and I understand that. But every once in a while, that's where God made more than one of us, because He knew that somewhere along the line we may need a hand. Don't be afraid to ask for it. Ask for mine. Ask for anybody. Okay. I mean, as long as you don't need a check to go with mine, I don't have much of that. But ask for help. There are a lot of people in this town willing to help you. So don't give up. Don't ever quit. Never, ever quit. Put your dreams on a piece of paper. Put them on your mirror. Put them on the bathroom mirror. That way, every morning you get up and wash your face, for those who do, you'll be reminded of it. It crystallizes in your brain. Okay? Now, I got to take a break. We'll come back with the lessons of life and word of the day after these commercial messages.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather.
That way.
Sponsored by Blindster. You need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
A very cold start down in the 30s this morning will give way to an afternoon in the lower 60s. 62 degrees, mainly sunny skies. It's going to be a nice day. The wind will still be slightly breezy, but not as windy as it was yesterday. For tonight, another freeze warning back down into the low to mid 30s. Tomorrow up to 65, mostly sunny Thursday. Mid to upper 30s Thursday night, and Friday we're in the low 70s.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're doing pretty good. We've got a couple of minor accidents throughout the Tri-County area. Watch for one on the ramp from Fairview Avenue to 65 Prattville Highway 31 at County Road 4. Also in Prattville, Legends Parkway in front of Logan's Roadhouse. You see something else giving you trouble? Contact us. We'll pass that info along. Learn to be a heavy equipment operator at Trenton State. Registration is now open. Get trained and hired fast. Trenton State, skills for success. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
In all these sports, there's few rivalries bigger than North America versus Europe in League of Legends. For 8 years, North America has never won an international best-of series against Europe. The last time North America even took a single map off of a European team was in 2013. As of this week, the curse has been broken. Evil Geniuses stomped Mad Lions 3-0 in the League of Legends World Play-In.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Smart businesses are always looking for ways to improve. Better workdays can start with Cintas. Your dedicated Cintas service reps help make sure you got what you need when you need it. We'll stock your essential cleaning products, deliver hygienically clean workwear, inspect your fire extinguisher, and provide first aid and safety supplies. Cintas is with you every step of the way, so you stay a step ahead. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NU, image.com, and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com or visit them on Cobbsford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle, bring it in for an instant cash offer. Whether you're selling or trading, your vehicle will never be worth more. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
That is absolutely
correct. Football season is here.
No one's coming
Lots
except
of
the employees.
TV on your deck.
We're the terrorists.
And we all know no one likes to glare at the sun on the game when our favorite team is about to score. So what's the big
You never know.
I can be pretty sure.
What if
I may not know 100%.
What if
I was a gambling man?
What if there's an irate Negro out there that wants to get me?
Enjoy the game.
And you say, you talk like the door coach.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Just remember,
Yeah.
after 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
I'm like the door coach.
Yeah. Okay.
Please don't tell me you're out here instigating trouble because you think you're safe.
No.
I'm protected. I'm not living here. You can't get me. You're like at the bars going, nah, nah, nah,
No, we don't play that. There have been many guys who got their butt whooped by
just outside of arm's reach in the jail cell.
Now I'm not that confident in the marshals upstairs.
And they know when you leave.
Yeah.
They want you.
That's true.
And ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need today. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters. Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Okay, we're back. We're ready to roll. I'm here. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, hey, I need some. Well, I'll get to that in a couple seconds here. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Hope this day finds you well. Hope it finds you, hope it finds you doing well. I'm pretty good. Somebody said that they tried our app and then asked them for a credit card, but it doesn't. It doesn't do that. I must hit the wrong app or something like that. No, I ain't supposed to ask for a credit card. It's free. Anyway, good morning, y'all. Fix that in a little bit, though. Good morning to everybody. You know what time it is? It is time for the lessons of life, the things you learn by merely living. There's no other way you can learn some things. You just got to go through some things, okay? Remember, you just got to go through some things in life, and that's it. But it should not ask you for a credit card at all if you go to our thing, and I just did it, and it didn't ask me for one. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'll figure that out later on. Good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. A little bit of Marvin and Gaye this morning. What's going on? Time on. Somebody told me I got to get a timer off, so I'll do that. It is 6:41 in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, you got 15, 16, 17. You got 19 minutes by which to arrive. Okay, 19 minutes. So it's 19 till the hour, or like close to it anyway. All right, good morning to you. Now, where's the word of the day? That's what we need. The word of the day, as well as now yesterday's word, hyperbole, was a good word. That was a good word. It means Bravo Sierra. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay, I'm just telling you that's the thing to go. Okay, that's what it was. Now this was now I didn't pull up the wrong. Now I have pulled up the wrong. Today is not the 18th, is it? No, today is it? Oh, today is the 19th. No wonder I messed it up. I grabbed the wrong sheet. Oh, come on, man. Really? It's the 19th. That's right, because Zarel's birthday is tomorrow. Okay, so how did I do that? I mean, really, how did I do that? How did I get the wrong date? Well, okay, but that's okay. I'm not going to allow a temporary, a temporary issue here to run because okay, so I put the 18th on there, which is the wrong date. No wonder I messed it up yesterday. Okay, so no wonder I screwed it up because I thought the day was the 18th. Okay, let me see how this one goes. Okay, let me see. Did I find it? Okay, so, well, Okay, wait. But I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, don't go nowhere, folks. I still got the word of the day. Okay, I still got the word of the day that I gotta bring to you guys. Okay, now let me see if I can get this. Okay, I cannot believe I did that. I overwrote my thing today with yesterday's. Come on, man. See, even I, perfectamundo, even I, okay, even I mess up sometimes. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Y'all just hold on right there for a second. Okay, and I'll get you the word of the day. What is the day? October the 19th, that's right. Because my boy's birthday is tomorrow, so I shouldn't. And I've been trying to figure out what to get him. You're only 16 once in your life. Okay, I don't know what the deal on 16 is, but evidently it's a mile marker in one's life. Okay, it's a mile marker in one's life. So okay, so we'll see how that all works. Okay, I don't know what the deal is on that, but okay, I got to figure out what to get him. No car. We ain't playing that. Okay, nobody gets a car till at least 17. We're not even gonna. I personally think 17 is a little young, but but you can't wait till people are grown and then expect them to, grow up on the day that they turn 18 or 19 years old. So you got to start giving them some responsibility as we go along. Okay. Now, what is the word of the day? And that's what I'm looking for right now. The word of the day. It's a word that we have used before. Okay, I just want to let you know what that day. And the word of the day is garble. GARBLE. Okay, it means to to distort as to create the wrong impression or change the meaning, like politicians do. They garble. I mean, they just do. They make you think they're saying something, but they really aren't. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The lessons of life today are simple. Martin Luther King said that, and I think we will. And one of the principles of the United States has always been, I think, now it doesn't always come across this way, but it is one of the things that we've always prided ourselves on, at least some of us, and that's helping the downtrodden and the folks around the world who couldn't help themselves. But Martin Luther King said something quite eloquently back in the day when he was walking God's earth. He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. And I'm in complete concurrence with that statement. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Sometimes it's great to be silent. Sometimes it is. Okay, it's great. But most of the time, errors of omission are just as bad sometimes as errors of commission. Okay, it is just as bad to be silent sometimes as it is to speak. I'm just saying. I just think we might want to remember that. He says our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. Not the things that matter to me, but the things hopefully that matter to you. Okay, it's not that important that if it matters to me. All right, but what's important to you, if you don't speak on it, then it must not really be that important. And sometimes you will pay a high price for saying it. But ultimately, right will always win. It may not win the day you want it to, but it will always win. Anyway, good morning to you. It is October the 19th. It is the 292nd day of this year. And believe it or not, there are only 73 days left in this year that has been one of interesting and perplexing contradictions. It was on this day in 1987 the stock market crashed as the Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 508 points, or 22.6% of its value. Its biggest daily percentage loss to close, and they closed at 1,738. I don't really know what all those numbers mean. I don't have any stocks, so I don't worry about it. Anyway, it became known as Black Monday. Why is everything that's got to be bad has got to be black? What's up with that? Black Friday, but everything they sell you that's black costs more. You ever go to the store and try to buy a black refrigerator? It costs more. Black stove costs more. Want to put black tile down on your kitchen? It costs more. So black folks normally get paid less. I'm just trying to figure that out. What's up with that? Why? Okay, I don't know. I'll have to cogitate on that one as the day goes on. In 1765, the Stamp Act, a meeting in New York adopted a Declaration of Rights and Liberties in which the British Parliament ignored. In 1781, British troops under General Lord Cornwallis surrendered in Yorktown, Virginia, as the American Revolution neared its end. In 1814, the first documented public performance of the Star-Spangled Banner took place at the Holiday Street Theater in Baltimore. In 1944, U.S. Navy began accepting black women into the Waves, women accepted for volunteer emergency services. Okay. Good enough fight. Anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. 1960, the United States began a limited embargo against Cuba, converting all commodities except medical supplies and certain food products. The year was 1977. The supersonic Concorde made its first landing at, I believe it was LaGuardia Airport. In 1982, automaker John E. DeLorean was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles, accused of conspiring to sell $24 million of cocaine to salvage his business. He was acquitted at the trial on grounds of entrapment. I'm with you. 1994, 22 people were killed as a terrorist bomb shattered a bus in the heart of Tel Aviv's shopping district. In 2001, the U.S. Special Forces began operations on the ground in Afghanistan, opening a significant new phase of the assault against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. 2005 was the year a defiant Saddam Hussein pleaded innocent to charges of premeditated murder and torture as his trial opened under heavy security in the former headquarters of his Ba'ath Party in Baghdad. The year was 2008. Retired General Colin Powell, a Republican who was President George Bush's first Secretary of State, broke with the party and endorsed Democrat Barack Obama for president, calling him a transformative figure. Well, he certainly did that. Now the guys want to go in the girls' bathroom, and the girls don't know where they're supposed to go. We're going to leave that alone. During his appearance on NBC's Meet the Press. In 2017, Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello, meeting with President Donald Trump at the White House about a month after Hurricane Maria, described the situation in his island territory as catastrophic. Trump rated the White House response to disaster as a 10. 11 years ago, the Justice Department issued a new policy memo telling prosecutors that pot-smoking patients or their sanctioned supplier should not be targeted for federal prosecution in states that allowed medical marijuana. Actor Joseph Wiseman, 91, who played the Senator Dr. No on the first James Bond feature film, died in New York. Mass killer Howard Hura, who took 13 lives during the 1949 rampage in Camden, New Jersey, died in Trenton, New Jersey at the age of 88. And it was 6 years ago that Pope Francis beatified, whatever that means, Pope Paul IV, concluding a remarkable meeting of bishops debating family issues that drew parallels to the tumultuous reforms of the Second Vatican Council, in which Paul oversaw and implemented an Associated Press investigation found that dozens of Nazi war criminals and SS guards had collected millions in U.S. Social Security pension payments after being forced out of the United States. Peyton Manning broke Brett Favre's NFL record. Was that 6 years ago he was playing this? Maybe it was. I can't remember. 508 touchdown career passes, and he threw 4 TD passes in a rout against Denver, 42-17. Okay, so those are some of the things that have happened on this day. There are more things, but I can't tell you everything that happened because I don't know what happened in your house and all that stuff. Well, we got a lot of things to talk about today. Well, we got some things to talk about today, not a lot of things. Let me see now. A lady who drove a FedEx driver, picks up drug charges while delivering a package in Dallas County. 29-year-old. Come on, man, you mess up that don't make no sense. Anyway, she was pulled over for speeding in Valley Grande, and as the deputy approached the vehicle, he noticed a strong smell of marijuana. Means admitted to having the pot in the vehicle for personal use. Now, why would you smoke dope while you trying to deliver people's packages? Really? Are we really that stupid? I mean, why would we do that? This is Alabama anyway. I mean, but why would you want to get high while you're driving? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. Have we lost all means of logic and reason in America? Is this generation just through? So why are you going to smoke dope when I'm sitting at the red light sometimes on Atlanta Highway. God, it happens to me all the time. People, they don't slow down. They drive by me fast and they leave a smell of marijuana up and down Atlanta Highway. I mean, what's that all about? You are going to kill somebody, okay? And then somebody could be on TV. Well, he didn't mean it. I mean, why? I don't mind people getting high, but can you do it while you're not driving? I mean, come on. Because one of the days, me and JB not that big. I don't want to get hit by the FedEx truck or by the UPS truck or by the Postal Service truck or by your idiot self. I mean, really, can't y'all just wait till you get home and get high? I mean, man, you go down the street sometimes and people are smoking dope like they're growing it in their car. I mean, what is wrong with y'all? I mean, now I mind you that I'd rather you smoke a little dope than drink and drive, but why do either when you're driving? I don't get that. It don't make sense to me. Please stop getting high, okay, while you drive. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. And then when you mess up your life and the life of somebody else, then I got people calling the show, where you down there in prison? Don't you? Prison sucks. It sucks then, it sucked tomorrow, and it sucks today. Okay, somebody told me I shouldn't use that word. They said it's not professional. Prison is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable today. It'll be uncomfortable tomorrow, and it was uncomfortable yesterday. So why do we want to put ourselves in the position to be down there when we got people in there catching hell, especially when you can avoid it by not trying to get high in your car? I'm just saying, have we really lost all reason in this nation? I mean, really, are the young people, do we got too much YouTube or what? We got too much TikTok or we got too much, we got too much something going on. Too much something going on because we are losing our ever-loving mind. Okay? I'm just saying that, yeah. Oh, and the other day I was at Lee. I wish y'all could make people pull their clothes up over there. I just don't understand why y'all let students walk around with their pants down. I do not get that. I mean, listen, they're trying to get them down as much as they should. They ought not come to school with them already down. So I don't know. That's one of the things I cannot understand. They got a dress code at school. You got a dress code. And nobody forces anybody, it seems, to adhere to it. Okay, I don't know why, but Okay, but that idiot that walks around with his pants down probably will have to be socially promoted because he doesn't have enough sense in order to put his clothes up. So there's no doubt in my mind he's crazy about everything else too. I'm just saying. So to the superintendent, can you please make people, because if we have visitors come to Montgomery and go to our schools, like they do most urban schools, they're gonna think we're stupid as hell. Okay, walk around with our pants down. I don't get it. Why do teachers allow that to happen? Why does the administration of public schools allow that to happen? Does that happen in private school? Like and the Yale, yes, tell it. Does that happen in MA? Does that happen in Hooper Academy? Does that happen in Catholic school? Do they walk around with their pants all down in those schools? I mean, if they do, yeah, I've never known it. I've never seen it, but I don't know. It only happens, it seems, in public school. Okay, for some reason we scared to tell people to put their clothes up. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back.
Sunday on News Radio 1440.
Oh, mercy me.
On this Wednesday, a new beverage production and distribution Montgomery is expected to bring 280 new jobs. Vienna Capital Partners plans to build a 1.7 billion square foot production facility near the Hope Hole exit of I-65. That facility will produce and distribute alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. First bottle is expected to roll off the line in 2025. New data shows despite improvement, some parents are still having trouble finding baby formula. Researchers say 18% of powdered formula.
Oh, mercy me.
That's down from about 30% in July, but it's still higher than before that formula.
I cannot believe. Take my. Yo.
That's your news on this Wednesday morning.
Huh?
I'm Jim Davis with WSFA.
Where you at? Are you here yet?
News Radio 1440 is WLWI
Right,
and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington, where President Biden is set to lay out his plan today to help keep gas prices from surging again. CBS's Rita Jang tells us he's set to announce he's releasing up to 15 million barrels of oil from U.S. reserves.
This is the last of the 180 million barrels that he already authorized to sell back in March when gas prices started soaring as a result of the war in Ukraine. The move is not expected to make a significant difference at the pumps, though, especially since OPEC just announced this month that it would cut oil production by up to 2 million barrels a day.
More explosions have been heard this morning in Kyiv. Russian missile attacks have already knocked out a huge chunk of Ukraine's power stations. CBS's Holly Williams is in Vinnytsia.
Ukraine says 30% of its power stations have been destroyed by Russian strikes in just over a week, causing rolling blackouts. With Ukraine's harsh winter looming, long-term power outages could be devastating for the military, the public, and everyone's morale. And that's probably the whole point.
Turmoil in the UK surrounding Prime Minister Liz Truss. She faces immense criticism for her botched economic plan and calls for her to resign. She told Parliament she's not a quitter.
I have made mistakes, but the right thing to do in those circumstances is to make changes, which I've made, and to get on with the job and deliver for the British people.
You need to get a decent amount of shut-eye. CBS's Vicky Barker with the findings of a new British study.
The researchers tracked 8,000 British civil servants over 2 decades. They found those who slept 5 hours or less had a 30% greater risk of multiple chronic conditions at 50 than those who slept 7 hours had a significantly higher risk of death.
The family of George Floyd planned to file a $250 million lawsuit against Kanye West, or Ye. He made comments on a podcast claiming Floyd's death was from fentanyl, not a homicide. Family lawyer Kay Williams.
Mr. West's vile and incendiary statements have been quite harmful to the Floyd family, particularly his daughter.
Should Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder be shown the door? On the NFL Network, Commissioner Roger Goodell says it's too early to speculate what will happen.
Everyone deserves a fair opportunity. We'll see what the results of the next investigation is, and we'll go from there.
Snyder's been under fire for years for several scandals. The allegations involve workplace and sexual misconduct as well as financial fraud. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look.
You're my love.
So that it rises to
You're my angel.
Foot forward.
You're the girl of mine.
You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Is this the key to happiness?
A new study suggests people who talk to strangers are happier. Researchers from Harvard University looked into the social connections. They wanted to know which type of relationships and how those interactions played into a person's well-being. And they found that people who branched out had a better quality of life overall. Experts didn't discount family and friends. They're important too, but say talking to a wider range of people turned out to be more important to one's happiness.
That's right.
CBS News.
Come on.
Well, Thanksgiving is almost here naturally. You want to feast, but making a turkey is hard. It takes all day, and it usually turns out dry. If you don't want to cook the bird this year, Popeyes is bringing back its Cajun turkey. The best part, it's fully pre-cooked, so all you need to do is thaw it out, heat it, and then pretend you spent all day slaving over the oven. You need to pre-order it fast, though. It is so popular, it sells out every year. Stacey Lynn.
It's a great day to be alive.
That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result? An average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. Local name brand pharmacies. Don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters image.com, and save 30% using promo code DR.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, it's Wednesday morning. You know what happens on Wednesday mornings around here. Donald shows up. He's downstairs, but he's waiting for a guest for me to come up here so we can antagonize. Other than that, what else is going on? You know, I am surprised that people the last few days have come up to me and asked me about my whole diatribe about Republicans and Democrats. That you're not one unless you belong to the party. I just, a lot of folks just, well, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're not a Democrat, you're not a Republican unless you actually belong to the party. That's why you never get a letter from them. Okay, they never ask you what you want because you're not a member of the party. Okay, I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. You're not a member of if you're not a member of the party, you don't count. I just thought I'd let you know that. And I'm sorry to break that news to you guys, even though you go vote Republican or you vote Democrat all the time. You actually thought you were a member of the party. Okay, you're not. Okay, you're not. You don't get an invitation to the party, never, right? You know why you don't ever get an invitation? Okay, because you're not a member of the party. You just vote for the party. Okay, I mean, do you think that just because you buy a Ford, that makes you part of the Ford family? Okay, I'm just saying. Do you believe that if you, if you buy some Alaga syrup, that you're part of the Alaga syrup family? Okay, I'm just saying, because it's about the same analogy. Okay, just because you buy Kellogg's cornflakes don't mean that you part of the family that makes Kellogg's cornflakes. Okay? Okay, yeah, you don't have a key to the door. You don't have anything. I'm just saying. And sooner or later, when people realize that all these fights that happen up in Washington, D.C. has got nothing to do with them. You know, I missed the city council meeting yesterday. I don't know what happened. I was busy doing something else, and I missed it. Anything happened? I didn't hear anything, so nobody got shot, nobody got cussed out, or anything like that. Okay, so nothing happened. Okay, I'm just waiting. You know, I'm waiting for the Kevin Elkins Day down at the city, because they gave Rick Henders a Rick Henders Day. You know, I've been around a long time. I mean, they never give me a day down there. They don't say, "Hey, Elkins, come on down and pick up this certificate." They never give me a day. I'm just asking. You know, sometimes you don't ask, you don't ask, you don't get paid. I'm just saying. So, but I don't. Why they gave Rick Henders a day? You know, what they give him a day for? You know, I'm just saying. You know, maybe they might want to. I mean, they may not like me down there, but you know, I do try to at least tell the truth. You know, but anyway, let me digress. Let me digress to the things I want to talk about today. And there are a few things we want to talk about today. I'm waiting for a guest to come to tell you the truth, but as soon as they get here, we'll get to some interesting subject. Now I have to find my paper that I had. See, I write all this stuff down before I get here. And I mean, I spent last night till like 9:45, and then I overwrote my thing today because I was, anyway, it was bad. It was bad. And another thing too, can I please ask the newspaper, you know, I mean, why do you guys keep stories that are, you know, months old on your website? Now, I paid to belong to that website. So I'm just saying, why do you do that? So I come here, I'm all motivated to talk about it, and then without looking, I find out that it's like 6 months ago. What's up with that? You know, I mean, I'm thinking if it's in the paper today, it's current news. You know, I'm just, so I mean, can we stop that, please? Stop putting the junk in the. I mean, get rid of it. Okay, it's old news. I realize that you guys don't have a whole bunch of, you know, news to cover, but find something. Take some of that old news out of the newspaper and off the website. I mean, come on, man. How'd you like me to put my old stuff on the website? I'm just saying. Anyway, yesterday we were talking a couple minutes. They said that the Alabama inmate strike has come to an end. I don't know if anything came out of it, but I at least congratulate the folks for putting it on. I do. I think you're not dogs, you're not animals. You ought to be treated as such. And I think that Mr. Ham and the governor, they need to sit down and have a come to Jesus meeting about all these people getting killed in our prisons. I mean, every other day somebody gets killed. You know, I mean, that's a shame. That's more people dying in there than dying in the military. Okay, so I'm just saying, Commissioner John Ham, you need to get something done. Okay, and if you can't do it, then quit and let somebody else do it. Okay, really, just let somebody else. Inmate killed at Limestone Correctional Facility a couple of days ago. I mean, okay, I'm just saying. Okay, now this story right here is going to make you, this is for landlords, okay? This is going to make you think twice, okay, about putting people out of their house. Now, listen, it's your house. I understand that. It's your property. I got you. But I still cannot understand why rent is going up on people. I don't understand that. Why rent is going up. What has caused now? If you got a lease, I mean, really, what has caused these people to rip you off on rent? I mean, we got people getting put out of their places where they've lived for a while because somebody tell me. I can understand maybe why cornflakes goes up or meat goes up because okay, so you got to put more gas in the truck. The gas going up for a long time. You know, people want raises and all that. I got that. But your house has been there, okay, forever. All right. So why are we charging people astronomical, okay, prices for rent? There's somebody out there at the mall the other day, at Eastdale Mall, not Eastdale Mall, Chase Mall. They said the company took their rent up $500. Now, what's the reason for that? And is there any protection for people? And I mean, what are you supposed to do? I guess you're supposed to pick your family up and all y'all move in your car. I mean, what? What's up with that? So can somebody, seriously, why do you take rent up that high on people who are renting? I just don't, and don't talk about buying a house. I don't care nothing about buying a house. But really, so we are blaming COVID. We are blaming Ukraine. We are blaming the price of peanut butter. I mean, we are blaming everything for ripping the American public off. And I'm going to tell you, at some point, the American people, listen, we don't mind paying our fair share. We don't. We're Americans. We understand. We don't mind, okay, rent's got to go up $50. Okay, we don't like it. But when you take somebody's rent up to $500, an additional $500, and their salary has not gone up, now that's an additional $500 extra a month. Where in the hell is that money supposed to come from? Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what is going to happen. Somebody's going to lose their property. Okay, you cannot do that to people. You can, but you won't have to worry about renting that place to many other people after that. I'm just that's crazy. And so there's a family that was out at East Chase, East Chase, who had to move, and they had no place to go. So I'm just saying, what is this big excuse to take people's rent up? But anyway, let me get back to my story. Frances Walker was known for her kindness, offering shelter to women in need and playing the piano at 2 churches in the area. Well, today, she was killed last week. Police said a woman in her building killed her when they found her body parts stuffed in a freezer. The woman is sitting in jail. She won't be getting out anytime soon. But on Thursday, Frances Walker family got access to her home. In other words, her landlord, the person that living in her house, killed her and put her in the freezer because they're fitting to evict her. Now, I don't know all the nuances of it, but I know one thing. People right now with inflation going up and everything's going up. I mean, where are people going to go? Really, where are they going to go? If everybody takes the rent up on poor people, where are they going to go? Hell, I'm one of them poor people. Where are we going to go? Seriously, where are we going to go? I'm still trying, and maybe there's a landlord out there or somebody in the real estate business. Somebody tell me why somebody's rent has to go up an additional $500 a month. I mean, really? I mean, how many was it? Was it an additional $6,000 a year? I don't know. So I mean, there's got to be. I mean, why? I can understand maybe $25 or something like that, but $500 additional a month. People's rent. These people's rent went up. Where are they to go? Okay, we're always hearing about, and public housing, Section 8 program and all that stuff. I mean, they got 7,000 people waiting on a place to stay, according to the lady who runs the Montgomery Housing Authority. So even if even if you could qualify for public housing, guess what? There is really none there. And even in an emergency, it seems to be difficult to get into that program. So I'm just trying to, where do people go? Okay, so the mayor has his nice he's got his nice little program now, the homelessness or whatever the homeless workshop or the homeless whatever it is, the homeless brigade, the people that have been paid to deal with the homeless. So let's see how that's going to work out when everybody's on the street. Anyway, take one call, then I got to go to my break. Let me see if I can get this right. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Yeah. I turned off the heat in the house. Yeah.
Okay, Google, why does the economy affect rent?
Well, you got to explain. Somebody's got to explain it to me. have. Okay. Okay. No. Wait a minute. Let me get my bearings here. I'm renting an apartment to somebody. I'm charging them $1,200 a month, whatever I'm charging them. All of a sudden, because Ukraine gets invaded by Russia and gas goes up, you have to take my rent up? Okay. Okay. Well, do you realize that America, okay, duped? And do you realize that we as Americans export oil? We export oil to other countries and we buy oil to bring to this country. Because like the Democrats say, never let a tragedy go to waste. No. Well, explain to me why my rent goes up $500. I don't care what happens in Ukraine. Right? Why she do it? I know, but why did she go up on it? Why did she go up on it? So that means you got to take my rent up because everything else is going up? Okay. Again, I'm just trying to figure out. Listen, I am boycotting Alabama gas right now. I won't use it. That's right. That's what I'm not paying a higher gas bill. I turned it off. I'm tough. I boycott, and I would boycott Alabama Power. They didn't want to work my computer. Only for the lights because I can't see in the dark. The Alabama Public Service Commission is what we can do about it. We can go over there and put somebody else in there. They never screwed me this bad. Yeah, but they don't. They don't look out for your behalf. That's right. So anyway, I'm bored. So you can join the boycott with me if you want to. You don't have to use that gas. Just leave it off. See, that's a problem. You are too weak. Okay. See, you're too weak. You got to get strong. But you can't take a little cold water. Okay, well, see, absolutely. When I was coming up, we always had cold water because we couldn't afford the bill. When the gas was on. No. I got electric stove. So that costs too much money too. I'm boycotting. Okay, I mean beans and weenie. See, y'all think I'm joking. I ain't joking. I'm boycotting Alabama gas. That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, I gotta take a break. My guests are here, so I gotta take a break. Okay, y'all just gotta get a little tougher out there. That's all I can tell you. Get a little tougher. We'll be back. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning.
Okay. I'm feeling Donald. Good morning, Blue.
Morning.
Yeah, I got a feeling that y'all gonna join the boycott. So let's talk about how we're gonna carry this out when I come back. Or whatever else y'all wanna talk about this morning. But yeah, I'm boycotting. I ain't paying no gas bill. It must be crazy. Anyway, let me go, and we shall return uno momento.
That just cried me up. What was that? I just walked in, and there is no way I know what in the heck you were talking about.
Yeah, I know you
It
did.
made absolutely no sense.
That's because you didn't hear the beginning of the conversation.
Look, if you're having a conversation anywhere in the point, because there is a point in there,
Yeah, that's a point. Yeah.
you can figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But during this entire time I was here, I understood absolutely nothing about what was going
Because
on.
we were wondering why.
You're just arguing with a person about.
Okay, but you should have been here at the beginning of the conversation.
No. I'm just saying you were arguing about what?
Well, everybody else knew.
What were you arguing about?
We were arguing about why people take people's rent up arbitrarily.
Because they want to. Supply and demand.
Okay, but
it has nothing to do with the war in Ukraine. It has absolutely nothing to do with it.
They blame it on COVID.
Who believes that?
A lot of people do believe it because they tell the people, "Why are you going up the rent?" This family is out at East Chase, outside now because the landlord took their rent up $500 a month.
Because they wanted to.
Exactly. I
They
agree
don't
with
have to
you.
pay it. They have to just go somewhere else.
That's a shame.
Well, you have a lease. You can't go up on the lease.
We're doing the lease bit right, but when they
if they
renew
want
the
it,
lease,
that means that someone else is going to pay that.
Yeah, that's
all that means.
So now I'm outside.
That has nothing to do with the war in Ukraine. You know that, right?
I realize that, but they tell you that all the time.
Who
Well,
told
the
you
war
that?
in Ukraine, Biden says it. Biden says it. Well, the war in Ukraine, COVID.
Biden didn't
come
say
on.
anything about
Yes,
it.
he did. He says it all the time. What happened? Yes, he did.
Hold on. I don't know what you hear.
They blame the high gas. We export gas out of this oil out of this country and buy it to bring it back.
No.
That's crazy.
No. The oil that we export is not the same oil we use for gasoline. That's a low grade oil that they use to burn.
We produce.
We produce on the only oil that we buy is the oil that's used for petroleum, for gasoline.
We produce more oil in this country
than
anybody else
that's
does.
Junk.
Well, right now, junk is better than paying these other people.
It costs more to refine that oil than it does the oil that we buy. It's supply and demand. It costs more to produce gasoline out of the oil that we receive out of our ground.
What? I'd rather pay for that than pay for theirs.
All oil is not the same.
Well, I don't know anything about oil.
In other words, that oil that comes out of this rock and this sledge over here, we don't use it for gasoline. The oil that we get from Saudi Arabia, we use it as petroleum.
I think we got the same oil in America.
Sir. How are you this
We
morning?
got the same oil in
It's a
America.
pleasure to see you. Always.
We got the same oil in this country.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not the same oil.
Same oil. Same rocks.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Okay, I'll prove it to you.
How you doing?
Aleutian Island. We own those. Alaska. They got oil. We got plenty of it in this country. Plenty. See, just bend over. Here it comes. Bohica.
But that's possible. Hey, you got a lot of local stuff that's really interesting.
I'll bring you in for that.
That's a good first start. But here we go.
Inflation is caused by greed. Absolutely. It's caused by greed. Somebody wants to make more money.
And see opportunity for it.
Right.
So there you go. This crisis is the reason why.
Right. Screw the American people.
Yeah. COVID is over now, but you still.
Now it's Ukraine. The next week it'll be the Russians thinking about, the Chinese are thinking about invading Taiwan. So now we're going to go up on our prices in America. Okay, I ain't. That's the way it goes. We just got to be honest. We getting screwed.
Yeah, we are. I agree with you earlier when you say you're a Democrat party.
That's right. You don't
just cheer for the team.
Exactly.
You're cheering for a team.
Right. Just because you cheer for the Lakers, don't make you a Laker.
You can have season tickets.
That's right.
There's certain places you better not. You don't go in the
That's
field.
right.
Now. Don't go in the field. Now.
For more information, visit our website www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
This message brought to you by the Department of Public Health and this station.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Hey, we should get ready to do it. Let's get it. I got a big mouth. Let's get it.
I mean, he's not done. He's not done.
Don't.
No,
Oh, y'all.
definitely not.
Well, tell them who you are.
He was straightening me out on my way up the elevator. So, how's it going, man? I'm Reggie, but Mr. Blue for the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, Montgomery resident.
Okay.
Yes,
I guess we're back. I guess we're back on the air. Okay, I guess we are. Before we get back to our guests and all that stuff, let me tell you about the sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. If you need a pre-loved car, okay, and now notice I didn't use the word you. Pre-loved car. Okay, you need one. You're tired of walking. You want to turn your heels in for some wheels, then you need to go to jllanetruckandauto.com. Go to the online inventory, check out, see what they got right now. Tell them you heard about them on this show, and I'm pretty sure they'll treat you extra right. Now they treat you right anyway. They're gonna give you a little extra something because you came out because you heard about them on the show. Now go to the website jllanetruckandauto.com. Online inventory, check out the cars. And here's the nice thing about it. If your credit's not so good, don't worry about it. You can buy there, you can pay there. You don't have to kiss the arm or the ring of the credit bureau, okay? Whether your score is 399 or 199 or 899, they don't care. All they want, they're gonna sit down with you, see what you do, see what you can do, see what you have, and you're gonna sit across the table, Mr. Lane, look him in the eye and say, "Sir, I'll knock this out. Okay, give me a chance." And that's what their job is. They don't care about your past. They only care about your present and the future. Okay, so all the cars, every last one of them have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. The only time you're going to ever bring this car back is when you want to upgrade to a newer model. Okay, so 208 Gun Road is where they are if you want to go by, or you can go online and look at their car, the inventory at JL Lane, okay, JL Lane Truck and Auto.com. All right, give them a call, 272-4313. Tell you heard about them on the radio. Okay, now it's Donald's here. We got another innocent bystander. Hopefully he won't get ran over, but we'll see.
Okay.
Good morning. Who's this? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
That's you too. You're Joe.
Oh, morning.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you, sir. Well, I was going to get into that. It's supply and demand. That's it. Basic economics. Supply. It has nothing to do with the war in Ukraine. It's just the supply is not there. So therefore, the price goes up.
That's a flawed premise. When you have the supply, you control the demand.
No. Hold on,
you do.
Kevin, right now there's a shortage of chips. And the chips, there are cars sitting on lots at these manufacturing plants that cannot move because they don't have the chips. Until they get the chips, they cannot sell the car.
And why don't they have the chips?
Because they're not being produced.
And why aren't they being produced?
Because we don't produce enough.
Okay. And who made that happen? We are still responsible for the situation. We send our jobs overseas. They got suicide plants in China will keep people from jumping off the building. They got nets around it because we're working the hell out of them people over there. And our politicians have given our products and our goods and services over to other countries. We are still responsible. It don't happen in a vacuum. It happens because we as Americans allow it to happen.
The bottom line is the supply is not there.
Keep voting for Democrats and Republicans.
Nothing to do with Democrat or Republican.
Yeah, it does. And eventually, what do you believe is going to, what do you believe, knowing human nature as we know it, what do you think eventually is going to happen?
War.
I think it's going to be worse than that. I think there will be some sort of civil disobedience in this country, and rightfully so. If we keep getting screwed, the people who built this country, the people who maintain it, poor maintenance on it, the older generation, now we're living on the street because somebody wants to take the price up. There's going to be hell to pay in this country if this keeps up. That's right. Then I'll run for president and make it. Anyway.
Okay.
I'll vote for you, Ken.
Of course you will, because I got good sense. So, Donald, so what's on your mind? Well, first of all, this is Donald Jenkins. Donald Jenkins is my every other Wednesday guest.
Yeah, first and third Wednesday.
Right, he's a commentator. We got a guest in here. He just kind of like checking out things. He wanted to come up here and see if I will let him talk, if you got anything to say. So you just stay right there. I'll let you know when I need you.
Okay.
Okay. So what's on your mind?
Well, I've been listening to you off and on over the week, and I've heard you've mentioned several different things that I thought were very interesting. And one of those I thought was very interesting. As a member of what's that board you're a member of?
The Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Recreation. I found it amazing that a member of the Parks and Recreation Board was not aware of the largest growing interest in sports in America.
Just pickleball.
Never
heard of it in my life.
And you know what? That's amazing because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Well, that's true.
And I think one of your callers, I think it was one of the commissioners called, one of your members, who's aware of what's going on. And there have been a group of citizens who have introduced to the city and to the county that we, as a city, need to be more involved with this growing interest.
Why?
It is because it is now taking over tennis. Because first of all, it is more economically feasible for pickleball courts to be established in a city than it is for tennis courts. And then the age groups that get involved in it vary so much, because you have senior citizens, because most of the people I know involved are my age or older who are involved in pickleball, and they have professional leagues. And one of those teams is partially owned by a LeBron James, and it's worth over $700 million. And that's just his team. So we're talking about almost $1 billion.
Guess I'm sheltered because I never heard of it.
Well, you have a very narrow interest. If you start listening to so much talk radio and listen and read something sometimes other than gossip, you would find out that in this country there are things going on. It's just like the housing shortage, and there is a way to take care of that. That's affordable housing, and that will probably be through the aid of government, and it has happened before. So back to the issue I was saying, because you don't know it exists, doesn't mean it's important. And when a group of citizens, and there is a very active group here in Montgomery and all over the state of Alabama.
Well, they haven't called me.
Because they haven't called you, and there are a lot of people who don't call you.
I mean, they hadn't said, you would think that I would know something about it.
You're a legend in your own mind.
That's true.
Okay? So because of that, I am here to educate you because, I bring a different perspective.
That's cool.
That's because
let me ask
my
you.
understanding is based on the knowledge I have.
Okay.
So my perception gives me my perspective. Because I have a different understanding, because I understand that this is a very important entity within this country.
I don't happen to think it is.
And it is growing very quickly. And because you don't know it.
Well, I didn't say it didn't exist. I didn't say it didn't exist.
Well, you just didn't know it.
I just didn't know
In other
anything about
words, you probably have never heard of Central Alabama Aging Consortium, right?
Yeah, McCall?
No.
Well, I've heard of it, but
no, you haven't heard of it. I just told you.
Yeah, I have heard of it, but I have heard of it.
If you have heard of it, you would know that a McCoa is a different thing.
Well, I know what McCoa is too, because that's the people giving meals
I
on
just
wheels.
gave you. I didn't give you an acronym. I gave you the name. So what I'm saying.
Okay, so I know.
A perfect example.
So if I know about it, so what? I really don't know about it, so what?
That's what I'm saying. If you don't know about it, so what?
Yeah, so what? I mean, when I need them, I'll find them. I'll find them.
Well, my whole point is, Kevin, there are a lot of things you don't know.
And there are a lot of things you don't know.
That is true.
So just because you know what I don't know, and I know some things you don't know, isn't that the way of the world?
But the important thing is, if it is something that it is important to citizens of Montgomery, because you don't know it, doesn't mean it's not important.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't important. I just said I don't really care much about pickleball.
Well, you don't know anything about it.
I don't, till the other day.
So you can't care anything about something you don't know.
And
that's what I'm here right now.
And that's right.
That there is a group in Montgomery that introduced pickleball to the leadership. And that's what public service is.
Right.
When you have public servants, listen to the people they serve, and then they can find ways to make things happen. That is what has happened here.
Okay.
Now, if other citizens don't have anything to contribute and say, well, the politicians need to do something. Well, if you have a politician doing something and you're doing nothing, you're still trying to figure out how to spend some money.
Well, I believe
the citizens have come out
and
shown this is something that is important. This is something that has an economic impact in Montgomery.
Does it influence the quality of life of the majority of people that live here?
And to be fair, can I say something? I have never heard of pickleball. And
see, that's two of us.
I'm a huge fan of sports, and like how you said,
and probably football, basketball, and baseball.
That's right.
Okay, that's what you hear about. Other than that, you don't have much knowledge of anything else.
I know about tennis, a little bit about golf, a little. I'm saying I know a little bit about anything.
But boring.
But I've never heard of pickleball.
Now, I thought they were hitting pickles with the ball.
Now you're being educated.
No. Now can I make a point?
Right.
Okay, to spend $6 million of taxpayers' money for a sport that's kind of unheard of for a certain.
You have not heard of it.
I guarantee you, the average person on the street right now never heard of pickleball.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I bet you.
There are members of your audience right now who are Googling
pickleball. That's right.
And they are being interested because that's why I'm here right now.
Yeah. Let me take this call. We'll get back to pickleball. Something you're supposed to eat. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Oh, it's you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Okay, but give me the point, Ed. Give me the point. What is your main point here? I absolutely agree with you. You should not be putting out hate stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ed, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
Good morning.
Because it rains like I don't know what over there. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Ah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. It's for the rich folks. I got you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, not at all.
That's why I never heard about it. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still not going to go out and play it, but it's nice to know the rich folks got something to do
wait a
too.
minute. How do you know you would not play it?
Because I'm not interested in it.
If you don't know anything about something, how can you say what you're interested in?
Listen,
I know
about tennis, and I won't play it either.
Kev, you gotta give pickleball a chance now. You gotta give it a chance.
Oh. Okay.
That's a good analogy.
Okay,
That's kind of what it is.
I don't like ping pong either.
Okay. I can understand that.
I don't like that either. Okay, but again,
well, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure Donald don't know the difference between a SATA hard drive and a SSD. So I imagine we all know things that other people don't know.
What I'm saying, Kevin,
yeah,
we are introducing you to something that is for the common person. Anyone can do it. Just about anyone can do it. You can introduce it to young people, to older people, and it's a recreation that is growing in the country. The fastest growing recreation in the country, fastest growing sport in the country.
Okay,
sounds like it geared towards a lot of old people.
I'm going to go along with you with that because again, I pickleball. The name even crazy to me.
Well, if you've never heard of it,
yeah. But
I
know what a pickle is.
You cannot argue about something if you do not know anything about it. Okay, if I know something, you cannot argue with me about it.
I'm not arguing with anybody
All you
about
can
it.
say is you have never. See, here's where your conversation stops.
Gotta take a break.
I have not heard of it.
I have not heard. That's it.
That's all you can say.
That's all I know. But the
Other
commissioner.
than that, all you can do is listen.
But the commissioner wants to spend a whole lot of money on it.
Well,
and
if citizens who
it doesn't, the $6 million he wants to spend, does it raise the quality of life for the majority of people in Montgomery? It raises the quality of life for a few folks. Yeah, and a few people in Montgomery got money, not the poor folks.
No.
Okay. I bet I cannot find 20 black folks in Montgomery that play pickleball. Guaranteed.
Why did you have to put black in there?
Because it's about the quality of life for everybody. Pickleball for the rich people.
Why did you have to put black?
Because Montgomery is a majority black city.
Well, a lot of black issues.
Right. And so basketball, football, things of that nature, we like to play. Tennis.
And that's something you can play too.
I ain't never heard of it. I'll be back after this.
See, I think we got some because I'm telling you, $6 million on the sport that I don't know about.
Yeah, it's too much money.
Do you know how many footballs and basketballs you can buy?
We got kids playing basketball on the street now.
Exactly. So. But then the same older generation will want the young kids to have something to do.
Right, they want to get them out of the street. Get out the street. Get out the street.
Well, you know, spent $6 million on the pickleball. You could have spent it in
you know what I like for us to have? I wish we had a gigantic athletic building in Montgomery that housed 5 or 6 basketball courts.
We already have one. It's called
the Metroplex?
The Impact.
Yeah.
Not the Metroplex. Yeah. We already have one. It's called a Metroplex.
He right about that, kid. That's all that.
Well, they do have.
And you're on Parks and Rec, and you didn't know what was there.
I know about the Metroplex.
Yeah. Well, you just said what it is.
But it's not big. I'm talking about something bigger than that.
No, it doesn't need to be bigger than that. They have several tournaments going on at the same time in there.
But see,
I know.
Have you ever been in there when there's been a tournament?
Matter of fact, the last tournament they had in there, basketball tournament a few months ago, I was in there.
See, the only thing
why did you
is,
just
though,
say what you said?
Because it ain't big enough for me. I want something bigger than that.
but you gotta be able to draw the crowd. That's big enough.
Yeah,
But
that's
what ends up happening is these are for the good kids that parents allow them to play school, to play sports in school or whatnot.
Mm.
To those like Pee Wee leagues and stuff like that, they don't play in the. You know what I mean? So that's back to what I was saying.
I mean, we do allow the fields at our schools to be used for Pee Wee leagues and things of that nature. And that's good. We leave the lights on at night for them and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, you can spend the money. You have kids that would play football, but their mom can't afford.
But I'm telling you, the vast majority of Montgomery ain't never heard of pickleball.
It would be another
Never
waste of time. It's just like how they went.
I mean, rich people have heard of it.
They went with biscuits over basketball or football in the majority of black time. Now, I'm not saying we should just stay stuck on all black events, but you got to give something to the black people if you want these guys.
Well, it's cultural. I'm just saying, it's just a cultural.
There's nothing geared
we don't
towards
play
young
pickleball.
black people. And so to spend $6 million.
Let me ask you this. You say there's nothing geared towards young black people.
Yeah.
There are urban basketball leagues in Montgomery. How many of the kids play?
I just said that. You have a lot of
there are a lot of urban league basketball teams.
$6 million could be used to fund just
the kids who want to play basketball play.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Because you got at the community centers, well, some of them have 1 or 2 basketballs. They don't have. They have uniforms that they've been wearing for 3-4 years.
They have free leagues in the YMCA.
Gateway is a golf course that's in the middle of Ridgecrest. I mean, that doesn't make sense. You can't say the black kids need to have something to do.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You got a lot of black folks that play golf.
How many?
I
mean, are relevant. I mean, outside of Tiger, who's being relevant?
And it wasn't until a Tiger started playing golf that I actually looked at golf.
You know what?
Exactly.
That is not correct.
I said me. Until Tiger Woods got in it, I didn't care nothing about golf.
That's you personally. But you know what? I know a lot of guys that play golf.
I just didn't.
In other words, here's what I'm
I didn't
listening
say
to.
everybody.
Here's what I'm listening to. Both of you guys are very narrow-minded, and you think you see only what's in front of you. You cannot see to the left or the right.
I really like your analogy.
You don't see.
I love you see what I
You
what
think
I don't
that
see.
all black people do is play basketball and football.
No,
it used to be a time.
No,
the best
used to be a time.
No, we have some mathematicians.
baseball.
We have mathematicians. We have scientists. We got professors. We got all kinds. But when it comes to sports, black folks predominantly play 1 of 5 sports.
And you're talking about the majority. We're not talking about.
I remember when
Yeah.
the most popular sport in Montgomery was baseball.
I never remember baseball being a popular sport where I'm from.
Yeah.
Never was.
The most popular sport. Oscar Gamble, several guys went to the pros. And everywhere you went, there was look right now at every high school. Every high school, there's a baseball field that isn't being used.
Because we don't play
high school.
Look at
now,
black people don't play baseball no more. Look at the major
why?
It's boring as hell. That's
because the Latino guys.
You know what? Baseball
is boring.
No, watch this. Baseball is the highest paid sport on average in America, and you can last longer. You can be 45 years old and play baseball.
It's still boring.
But the
you know what?
Latino.
What? I'm just asking you. What happened?
Okay, we're back. Let's go to the phone right quick so I can. Good morning. Who's this? Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
No. And I did see it. The Shuford. About the plant that's coming. Yeah, that's going to open in 2025. No, not yet. We'll get to that next hour. Yeah, that's good. And we didn't have to change. We didn't have to change the whole environment of Montgomery in order to get them. They saw. They came. They saw. Mm-hmm. That's true. Why do you believe that we aren't prepared? Why do you think we aren't prepared? That's true. But I don't know if no, I don't know what we as society or a workforce we can't stop people from taking drugs. That's what they want to do. Mm, mm. Well, that's true. That's true. Right. That's true. That's true. If people will take advantage of that, that's absolutely true. I cannot complain that. So don't be whining about you can't get a good job if you don't prepare yourself for it. I don't want to hear it. Good morning. Yes. Uh, Mm-hmm. 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 Well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everybody else. Yeah. You're absolutely right. And the one thing that's missing, which nobody ever wants to mention, we can't use the word, is discipline. You can't use the word in the county of Montgomery. You'll never hear an educated use the word. You won't hear the superintendent use the word. And until we get discipline in our school, in the education system, we're just going to be on the outside looking in. Every time a new jobs come to this county, somebody else from surrounding us will fill those jobs. Yeah. 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 Hey, Bruce, you're absolutely right, and that's what the caller was saying a few minutes ago. Now's a great opportunity to start preparing yourself for these high-paying jobs. But if we don't get discipline, forget about it. It is the foundation of all success is being disciplined, and we won't mention it in our schools. We make excuses, for the behavior of some of our folks. If you can't keep your doggone pants up in school, well, that's a bad sign right there. You walk around your butt showing, and the school letting you do it.
Hey, Kev, but
Yeah,
what
so-
about this?
yeah.
Don't forget this. Discipline starts in the house.
Even if it don't start at home,
Kev,
you
that's
should be
where it starts.
introduced to it. You still should be introduced to it at school.
Kev, it shouldn't be the school system's
Yeah, it should be.
responsibility
Yes,
to
it is.
discipline.
Yeah, it is.
Let me make a quick point. When discipline was taken away from the parent, the ability to be able to discipline your child,
Who took it away?
the government.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
You can still discipline your own child.
Kev, the way I was
You ain't supposed to beat the hell out of them.
But maybe you do, because they beat the hell out you. They beat the
They
hell
beat
out
the
you.
hell out- that's
All
true
right,
too,
then.
but-
so now what's been taken out of a lot of these black homes we gonna talk about something. What's been taking out a lot of these black homes is the ability to discipline the child, and then yet and still now.
That hasn't been taken out.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
Personal responsibility.
Yes, it has.
But getting back to the original issue.
Wait a minute. Give me 1 second to make my point. Okay, so now you have a lot of people that have become dependent upon the government for a whole lot of things. So now
Yeah, I'm one of them.
So hey, I mean, a lot of these people are receiving all this assistance.
And listen, I got to go to my break. We'll come back.
All right, let me say something before you start. One thing I can tell about you, you're very intelligent.
Good morning, I'm Judge.
You're like how you said, you see things so wide where you overwhelmed. But I can follow what you're saying without knowing as much. I'm one to love to learn something new.
The way to learn is to listen.
Yeah, but just because you're speaking, Henry Ford spoke on, they tried to test him on knowledge because he didn't graduate high school. They thought he was a fool. He said, I'm smart enough to hire enough people to give me the answer to any question I need. I don't have to have random trivia. That doesn't prove my intelligence. Just because you have a lot of tidbits and facts, that don't mean it's relevant to everybody.
Right on. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. Russian President Putin has declared martial law in 4 regions of Ukraine he claims Moscow has annexed. This means he could try to impose new security measures in these areas. With Russian attacks hammering Ukraine's power system, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told CBS Mornings the U.S. will continue to stand by the Ukrainian people.
We're going to continue to make sure we're supporting Ukraine as best we can. The United States is the largest contributor of financial and economic assistance for humanitarian purposes to Ukraine. We're also the largest contributor of security assistance, now $17 billion worth of weapons and capabilities to allow them to continue to defend their territory and take some of those towns and villages back.
President Biden will announce a plan today to help keep gas prices from soaring again. CBS's Risa Jan.
Senior administration officials say the president is prepared to authorize even more oil be released from the national stockpile. With just about 3 weeks left to go before the midterms, they are really hoping that this message resonates with voters.
New Jersey is the latest state to sue some of the world's largest fossil fuel companies and lobbying groups for their role in the climate crisis. Attorney General Matthew Pletkin.
Had we known this earlier, had we been advised and warned of the dangers of these products, we could have taken actions that would have mitigated or even eliminated many of the risks of climate change, including the prevalence of dangerous storms.
A very heated British Parliament with calls for new Prime Minister Liz Truss to resign.
In Parliament, opposition leader Keir Starmer recited an epic catalogue of Liz Truss's U-turns.
Corporation tax cut, gone.
The Prime Minister sitting stony-faced.
Yeah, energy freeze, gone. What's the point of a Prime Minister whose promises don't give the master?
Truss trying to insist she's here to stay.
I'm a fighter.
But quitting is exactly what Truss is under growing pressure to do from many in her own party. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Rock climber Elnaz Rekabi is back in Iran this morning. She was met with cheers. This past weekend, videos of her went viral competing in South Korea without a headscarf. It's required by Iranian law for women to cover their hair in public. She said it was unintentional, but many have interpreted it as a sign of solidarity amid the weeks of protest in Iran over a young woman who died in police custody after being detained for not wearing her hijab in public. Ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street, stock futures are slipping and sliding. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Finding the right Medicare plan? No easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find RX coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that.
I do this for me, dog.
When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at walgreens.com/Medicare.
Are you more than 10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Get off the endless debt treadmill and start saving money each month.
I know he was lying.
Programs in place to help you get free.
I knew he was lying.
You don't have to pay the entire amount you owe.
Is it off there? Now, sometimes you do go up. Are you on?
Months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-208-1312. 800-208-1312.
Always get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Wonder why you get pestered by mosquitoes on a warm summer night, but the person you're with doesn't have to swat away a single one? A study by researchers at people who produce
Hey, this is my first time, bro. And like I said,
we do both.
Okay.
We do both.
Yeah, like I said, I'm feeling like
We can't cuss nobody out on it on the air.
Well, I hope not all day I need it.
Sometimes some people need cussing.
No, I don't do either one.
I think about it.
All of our own.
I think about it.
Kevin, think about it.
Yeah, I think about it.
Kevin has custody all day.
People love donuts with their Big Mac and fries. Starting a week from today, the Krispy Kreme Hot Donut Light will be on at 9 Mickey's in Louisville, Kentucky. If the trial
Can I get your
successful,
background in? I'm from grew up in
Cleveland,
Riverside.
CBS News.
Mom stayed in Brookview about 20 years. Went to the military. Came there.
National keyword to win $100.
Watch all the foolishness from the north to the west side. That's about my life story. I'm trying to eventually change. I'm gonna get ready to take off broadcasting so kids don't got to help me with that. That's me.
So you didn't think of taking up broadcast?
Yeah, I'm about to go to school for it. I done got approved and I still gotta pay money. Biden ain't forgive my student loan. I gotta pay.
That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription only.
Oh, that's still on there? I thought that was on there.
Beat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid
Too many things
absorption.
going on.
Stabilize
A little bit.
spikes and regulating sugar levels.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm still on. Okay.
Nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless.
This new board, I'm still getting used to it.
That's mine, the letters NUimage.com. Use
It ain't really new no more.
save
Sound like a brother.
30%. Why wait?
Oh, you had a computer. It's new. So how long you had it? 5 years? Okay. So if you buy a car and put it in your garage, don't drive it. That still make it new 5 years later?
Depending on how much you watch it.
Yeah, that's some hood logic there.
That's where I'm from now. That's what I'm saying. My man talking about perspectives.
That's some hood logic right there.
Perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Amen.
Pay $2,000 down on the 2002 Hummer. Pay $2,000 down. Pay $300 a month for 4 years. You think that's a good deal? That's why we did on JBL. I guess hope man, the hood get robbed so much. But like my man says, a lot of people need to be more educated. You know, like.
Yeah, I don't know anything about hood. I was in a neighborhood.
Okay.
They took the neighbor out of hood. That's when it became the hood.
Okay.
I had neighbors.
Okay.
If I did anything wrong, all my neighbors would tell my mom.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
But now you can't say anything.
Yeah, and so, but whose fault is that? It's the old. It wasn't the young people that.
That's right. Who gave up the
It was the old people that.
Old folks gave it up.
Yeah, I gave it up. It's only your nephews and grandkids that's out here cutting up in the neighborhood or in the hood.
Yeah, it's in the hood, but not in mine.
And we are back. Let me tell you about our sponsor by show. You know, the great J.O. Lane Truck and Auto Company over there, over on Gun Road. If you need a pre-loved car, a car that's been love, but not love. The love's still there. So you need to give them a call at 272-4313, 272-4313. All the cars, not one or two, but all of the cars have been clean and cleared of all known issues. Okay, they have passed a rigorous and vigorous inspection process. So you don't have to worry about it when you go over there. Okay, tell Mr. Lane you heard about him on the radio and you're over there to get that car. Don't worry about your credit. Life happens. Okay, things happen to us. We all get hiccups along the way. They don't care about your past. They care about your future. You can buy there and you can pay there. So you don't have to worry about your Experian credit score and all that stuff. All you got to worry about, are you an honorable person? Are you a man of your word? And can they work with you? Okay, and if they can, if they see that, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, you're gonna leave there. So give up your heels and get yourself some wheels. They're located at 208 Gun Road. If you want to go there and look at the cars, well, you can go online, JL Lane Truck and Auto, JL Lane Truck and Auto, all one word, and you can check out the cars. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, 272-4313. Ask for Steve, and if they don't have it, they can get it. My guest this morning, we got Mr. Blue with us. We got Donald Jenkins, which is always a great conversation with Donald. We don't agree on just about nothing, but that's okay. I like the brother. He's a good man.
You just used a double negative.
Okay, but did you understand what I said?
What did it mean? Repeat it again.
Okay, but did you get the concept I was putting through there?
Was that English? What is
that? Well, I'm not English, so therefore I don't really worry about mastering it.
Okay. So when you say a double negative, you're saying the opposite of what you said.
And what did I say? There was the opposite.
Repeat what you just said.
Can't remember. My mind goes quick. I don't know what I said. What did I say?
We don't agree about nothing.
Sounds good to me.
So what does that mean?
It means we don't, which means that we are opposite.
Okay.
Agree means we are not in harmony.
Okay.
On anything.
No, you just changed it.
Yeah, you changed it.
You changed it.
You changed it.
You changed the meaning of what you said.
Yeah, you did.
That's a double negative you said before. So what you said is the opposite of what you said.
I don't think I said what you said. I said.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you said nothing, kid. You ain't say anything.
Prove it. That's
well, you said it. Well, the audience heard it. You see, we don't have to have the tape. The audience heard what you said.
See,
so I'm just saying, if you say a double negative,
right,
you're saying the opposite of what you're saying.
Okay, we don't agree on that. Sounds good to me.
I'm with you, kid.
I guess I didn't go to St. Jude.
Say that again. Say that again. So analyze that like you were saying. So I'm just explaining to you what saying a double negative means.
We don't agree on nothing.
Okay.
That sounds good.
We don't agree
I
on nothing.
Is an X on
that
the,
means
on the English
there's
test,
nothing we agree on or don't agree on. We don't agree on nothing. So you're confused about what you said.
I'm going to have to cogitate on that.
So what I'm saying is you're talking to a person who's not from America and they are learning English.
Right.
And you use a double negative to them. It is confusing.
I think they'll get it.
And it is confusing to a lot of people who are saying, well, what are you saying?
I think the average person would know exactly what I said.
It's a double negative.
It may be, but it may be. But I guarantee you they'll get what I'm saying. And as long as we communicate effectively, how I put the words, where I put the words at, kind of irrelevant.
See, that's those pickleball guys.
The pickleball people.
What you're doing, you're implying. So if you imply something, that means the listener infers.
Yeah.
You're not responsible for what they infer.
Well, that's true.
From what you imply.
But they ought to be able to extract what I'm saying.
No, you should say what you mean and mean what you say.
Good morning. Who is this?
Good morning, sir.
Anything. Well, that's what he was saying. Yeah, that's what he was saying. I said it wrong. Yeah. Who said that? Did I say that? What was it?
What was it?
What was it? It was hyperbole. It was hyperbole. Yes. Right. Yeah. I think it's at 70,000.
71.
No, no. What? Well, maybe they distributing some great stuff. Yeah. Well, don't ask. Well, that's true too. Not having a driver license seems to be a big deal in this city. That's what the young man said out there at East Chase. Had his family out there with him. Everything said he couldn't afford the rent anymore. Now, why would he lie? Yeah, but not $500. You believe it? Well, it was reasonable what he said. Had his family out there, had the kids crying and everything. Yeah, I mean, he had the kids crying out there. Yeah. Well, he wasn't outside then telling me about his problems. Do I do what now? Right. I didn't study it as a means of as a means of observation. Yeah. Well, because the kayaking, we got an air. Oh, no, I don't. That's too much water for me. But that's to bring people in. Right, but that's to bring people in here. We'll have people in the Air Force here. I mean, well, his name is Mr. Blue.
Navy vet guy from Montgomery. I've been here all my life. Affected by the issues of Montgomery, and I'm just hoping to contribute. That's all. Yeah. I think in 2022 I should be allowed to comment. Freedom of speech. No.
What is it? 13. What is this? 13 questions for my guest?
Go ahead, though, Kev.
I don't know. You're confused about it. I know where I am. What do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think I am? You don't know what I've done in my life?
Well, I mean, he don't come, I mean, it's not to tell your story.
There you go. Now you found out. That might be right.
Well, listen. I appreciate you calling. City of Montgomery announced the other day that it's a $600 million investment, 280 jobs. The average salary, according to what I've got from the city, is $71K. That's pretty good. That's pretty good money. And I think the name of the group is Manna Capital Partners. Mayor Stephen Reed announced yesterday that Manna Capital Partners plans to invest nearly $600 million in construction of an advanced beverage production and distribution complex in Montgomery. Now, I agree to what said. You better get a driver license, because it sounds like to me they're going to need a lot of people to distribute these things. And since it's a distribution, it won't be just here in Montgomery. They'll be going probably all over the state. So it just seems like to me that getting a good driver license, and it's probably straighten yourself up so you can get yourself in a position to get one of those. So we got 2 years to do it almost. So hopefully I'll be here. If not, you still need to have that license. All right? I'm just saying you need to knock that out. Good morning. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That's Mr. Blue.
Good morning.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Now you know that's putting people to sleep, right? Most people don't care about their routed. I mean, they don't really care about that. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
What about the? Hey, let me ask you. How do you feel about when K Ivey takes the money? What about when K Ivey takes the money and builds prisons? Yeah, that's federal money.
We need to.
We need more prisons in Alabama.
We need some decent prisons. Yeah. Listen, we can't even spend all the ARPA money yet. Yeah. 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 All right. Appreciate it. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Fine.
Blessed. How you doing?
Great this morning, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So where's this park at? I'm sorry. You talk, yeah, on the right coming, if you're coming, yeah, okay, I know where it's at, yeah, 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 okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Well, it sucks right now. Well, I was told I wasn't supposed to use that word. It's not professional, so it's not very comfortable right now. Walmart? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, everybody. It's greed. It's greed. Inflation is caused by greed. That's what it's caused by. And all these people. Yes, absolutely. I know you don't. You're a Democrat.
Small part. Small part.
I know.
Small part.
Okay. Well, you don't blame them for this? Matter of fact, have you seen anything he did that was good? Okay, I'm just answering the question. I know you're a good Democrat. We get. A lot of people's 401ks are taking a big hit. Yeah.
Come on, man. Give us one good thing that Joe Biden's done. Don't let Kevin win here. One good thing that Joe Biden win. Yeah.
Okay.
I told you the best company.
Of course, you know, in order to do something, you have to know what room you're in. Do you believe, okay, let me say, do you believe the first thing he should have done was took about 1,500 people and put them out of a job on the pipeline? That's the first thing he did. The first thing he did. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, I will agree with him on one thing. Okay, I'll find one thing he did. I think this insulin issue is a big issue. You know, and I'm all for. I don't know why I know why the Republicans didn't go for it at first, because all the stuff that was attached to that bill, they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to go along with it, which some of it was wrong. Well, not wrong, but not appropriate. But I do think that people who are on insulin shouldn't have to pay all their money to live. You know, and they got other things. So that's the only thing I can think of that he vouched for that I'm okay with. Other than that, I can't find anything else. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
He can run all he wants to.
Absolutely not. I don't think the Democratic Party is going to get behind them. And I lean towards Democratic Party way more than Republican. But
I wonder how come I knew that.
Yeah, that's the blue and Mr. Blue, the Democratic Party. But as I look myself in the mirror and I talk to a lot of my friends, and I just try to say, name one thing other than stimulus that Joe Biden's done, and then the first thing you get is the anti-Trump. Well, what Trump has done, which is the same thing that Trump supporters when they scream Obama. So I'm just trying to get some guys to support Joe. Come on now, Joe gave a whole bunch of money out. Y'all like Joe.
Wait a minute. Is it hard to give away somebody else's money?
No,
okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right.
Yes, sir. I have no idea, and I don't think anyone knows right now. A president that's in the dumps as far as his ratings are now, it wouldn't be logical for that to be the nominee. So I don't know, and I'm an independent. I really don't care, because it really doesn't matter whether it's a Republican or a Democrat.
It really don't.
It's about power, and that's what we need. Most politics is local. And that's what we need to pay attention to.
Good point.
What are we doing locally? Because it doesn't matter on the national stage what's happened. It does affect us, but not that much really when you get down to it.
Great point.
Yeah, and besides that, you know, he's got to know what room he's in to run. I mean, he don't really know what room he's in most of the time.
Yeah, that's politics.
Yeah, amen.
But it's our representation here that matters more than the presidency, believe it or not.
Or the lack thereof.
Right.
Appreciate it. 860-1440 is the number you want to give us a call up. Talk to you if you got something on your mind. Donald Jenkins is with us. Somebody sent me notes that inflation is caused by greed. The first step to thriving economy is the companies to raise prices. No matter how bad the economy is, the profit margin always protected. Which, if you're in business,
right.
if you're in business, I don't have a problem. But if,
Exxon has made more money this year than they made last year.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with people making money. But I
And
do.
all oil companies are making more money than they made the year before.
And the gas.
And you know why they can do that? Because we will argue about the Republicans and the Democrats.
True.
And they don't take the blame for anything. Because why does gas go up?
Greed.
If they talk about a war in Afghanistan or anywhere else, the price of gas goes up. What does that have to do with the price of gas? Nothing.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Somebody sent me a note, said about the whatever that game that everybody plays, what you're talking about, pickleball.
Pickleball.
Said they
Pickleball.
said it's a waste of money, and the city can spend that money on something more important.
Do you not know how many basketballs or footballs you can buy for $6 million? Baseball bats, baseballs. But I know that's a lot. It sounds like
it seems to me that if it's such a prominent sport, that they ought to be able to get people to sponsor it in the civilian world, not the government money.
There you go.
If it's such a, you know.
It's
In other words, here again,
yeah.
And there are a lot of arguments that are going on here. And what I'm saying is, there's a very popular sport that we have an opportunity in the city of Montgomery and in the county to invest in something that could bring activity to the city, as well as now the water park is over there. That's fine. Now there's another opportunity on something that the more common man can get involved in. There could be pickleball tournaments here as opposed to Opelika.
But shouldn't
we're the capital city.
But shouldn't there have to be interest in it?
We can sing together, but we can't talk together.
Very educated. Thank you.
The most important thing is, if there are other cities in Alabama that are receiving millions of dollars because of the popularity of the sport and having those tournaments, why don't we have them here in the capital city?
Because nobody cares. That's the truth.
Well,
someone
cares.
The elite cares. We got to start worrying about the majority over the elite. The elite have been taken care of in Montgomery.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That's not our conversation.
Well, let's
whether it's
take a break
or the poor.
And we'll be back after this.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the majority of Montgomery is poor. It's not, the majority is not elite. Only 5% of businesses are owned by black people in a majority black city.
And that's going to stay that way.
So with that being said, why would we cater to a sport that wait a minute, so we can't, like what you said. Why would, when I represent the majority, I don't represent Arrowhead or the elite.
You don't represent anyone. You represent only yourself.
I represent the majority of the average of Montgomery citizens.
You represent
I'm the majority. I'm the average Montgomery citizen.
You're one person.
I know, but how do you take
Why are you the average?
Why do they take the census?
Why are you the average?
Because I'm not rich, which the average person in Montgomery.
What is rich?
More than 200,000 a year.
Let me tell you.
Maybe more than 200,000.
Do you know the difference between being rich and wealthy? Let me ask you this. What is the difference between being rich and being wealthy?
See, you get too fascinated on press words. The average person is how many wealthy people are here.
Every player on every major football team is rich.
But the owners are wealthy. But
75% of them live paycheck to paycheck. The owner of every major league team is wealthy. He can sit down and make money.
With that being said,
every player in the league has to get on the field and make money. You don't get on the field, you don't get paid. Now that's rich. He don't work, he don't get paid. Okay, the man who owns it, he's wealthy. He sit down, and when people buy popcorn, he gets paid. When the owner of the New York Knicks, every time someone enters Madison Square Garden, he makes money. He sit on his back. He's wealthy.
Are they the average?
The New York Knicks
have
players on that team that make $1 million, and they make $5 million and they're $10 million in debt.
Okay, so the point of do they represent the average person?
Rich. What I'm saying is, wealth is whatever you have left over after you make your obligation. Okay, I am wealthy because I do not have to spend everything I make. So everything I have left over after I've met my obligation, that is my wealth.
So you're on the same level as the owners of the internet.
No, I said whatever I make is my wealth.
I mean,
the owner of the Knicks, he's getting wealth just by sitting down. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But he has an enormous amount of wealth. But your wealth, but the average person that says they're poor, that means their expenditures are not enough to take care of their needs.
So do you think the average person in Montgomery is living like that?
No.
All right. Why
there
do you
are
think
a lot
it's
of
so
people,
much
but
crime?
not the average
Why
person.
do you think it's so much crime here? You think it's a bunch of rich
Because
people
there are a bunch of lazy, stupid people. Lazy, stupid people commit crime.
I mean, it's a
lazy, stupid people commit crime.
Yeah, small point. Why are they lazy and stupid? Why are they lazy and stupid? Because they're not educated and they don't have money.
What do you call educated?
Because their grandparents were just slaves.
That
the
average
person.
Wait, mine were too. That ain't got
the average person. My grandmother picked cotton. My dad picked cotton.
Let me ask you this.
I don't come from a rich bloodline. How could I
Rich
have
has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does.
You know what? We all have
my brothers. This generation is in better shape than the previous.
Let me ask you this.
But I didn't have anything handed to me.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a skill? Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you have a skill?
No, I'm going to college for a skill.
That's not my question.
No.
Do you have a skill?
No.
Can you do something?
Yeah.
That's worth money to other people.
Yeah.
What can you do that's worth money?
I can paint. I do landscaping. I can do I can read a tape measure down to the 16th. What do you need me to do?
And I'm
an
electrician's
apprentice.
Same thing.
Okay, so
but
so what's
here's
the
difference. My point is, I can make money off of that anytime I get ready.
Yeah, and I can too, but I'm trying to help.
But I don't
people.
have to try.
Help yourself first.
Yeah,
hey,
and that's what
I'm
doing as well.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't have to try. You know why? Because I have a reputation. Like this man said, he don't know who I am. But there are a lot of people in Montgomery who know who I am.
But there's a lot of people who don't.
Because you know what? It doesn't matter who doesn't know me. It only matters to me. It only matters to me who does know me.
See, that's the older generation.
No, here's what I'm saying.
I got mine, but you ain't got yours.
No, that's not what I said.
But when Junebug, who don't have his,
hold on. Here's what I'm saying.
No,
this is what I'm saying. If you have a reputation for doing a job, then people will pay you according to the reputation you have.
Well and good. Don't you have to have the chance to be able to build a reputation? Somebody has to teach you that a reputation.
Right. Anyway, 820-1414 number. You want to give us a call to talk to? We got Mr. Blue with us, and we got Donald Jenkins. No need to introduce him. Mr. Blue, we got to kind of find out where he leans. Well, we know where he leans, but
no, you don't.
Yeah,
no,
we don't. You said you lean. I ain't mad at you though. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, discipline does.
Discipline helps in every aspect of your life. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Engineers are people who, what is an engineer by trade? Tell me, if you had to define the word engineer, what does that mean? No. Wait a minute. Explain to me what an engineer is. Okay, so we could say they're probably really intelligent people. Can we say that? No. I'm just trying to get to the point. Can we say that most people that are engineers are pretty intelligent people? Okay. So if in fact these people are intelligent, which the ones I know certainly make me look stupid, depending on what they're. Okay, I agree with you. Listen, I'm with you. Matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out how I got out of bed this morning. But if these people are so intelligent, it would seem to me that if there is a problem, because that's what engineers do, they fix problems. So if what you wait, see, okay, what you whining about? If the engineer field is as bright as I thought they were, engineers fix problems, so they can fix this problem of notoriety if they wanted to. If they wanted to, yeah. No, I just.
Hey,
I'm
I'm sorry, caller, but well, how about this? Maybe Willie Lynch was an engineer, and maybe we're going through the process of something that Willie Lynch put out here. A great process that's taking years.
Willie Lynch is a fraud. That never happened. That never happened. No, again, why are we whining about engineers who are the people who get paid who fix problems? They can fix this problem if they wanted to.
Maybe things are running how they want them to run. Maybe see, that's what it is. See when you look at.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. I hear you.
I'm sorry, caller, for cutting you off, but yeah, Garrett. One thing I kind of start leaning more towards is maybe things are working how the politicians want. See, maybe they cry crime, but then they build more prisons and find their pockets, while the city only gets worse and worse, and only a small percentage benefit. Maybe that's what's going on.
Well, you will agree that there are certain people who belong in jail.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Man, I don't want to live in the wild, wild west where everybody got guns and just blowing each other away.
No. That's going to be in January when everybody in the city will be able to carry concealed weapon without a license.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
What a stupid law.
That's going to happen then. I would stay in the house. But anyway, engineers are people who fix problems. I would think if there was a problem of getting the notoriety they need that's necessary for them to succeed, they would figure out that problem.
Yeah,
so
but the problems are about basically the same problems that when have you ever talked to your family members that stayed other place and they say, oh, I want to come to Alabama. Alabama and all these southern states have for a while to the average black person, they are working how they're supposed to. We're building more jails. We're doing this, and crime is worse in 2022 than it was in the 90s.
But who makes people go out and commit crime?
Crime is a victim. Okay, when you look at the economy,
you're a Democrat. So bring it on. Bring it on.
How you know I ain't got my Trump hat in my car?
Because you don't.
Okay, but okay, when you look at the makeup of the city, the average person works for a plant, works for someone.
Okay. I work for somebody.
Make little money. Yeah. And you sit back, you say, okay, these guys need to get the driver's license.
And they do.
Which is a good thing. But I went years and years with the money to get my license, but I had mandatory revoke time. So what's a man supposed to do?
But you did it. You caused that.
I did. Yeah. Well, okay. What does a man do when he wants to better himself? Like, you can't just take opportunity.
You keep going.
And if you're lucky enough, you don't get chewed up by the lawnmower. But what ends up happening, recidivism, says 70% of people, once they go to jail, they'll keep going to jail. This isn't something I made up. Word for the day, recidivism. Yeah. If you look it up, it tells you.
Let me ask you something. One of the things, I don't know if Donald would agree with this, we have got to stop reading stories of other people's success and make our own. Everybody has a story. Everybody's been through something. What's the difference between the guy who got off his butt and didn't make excuses for what happened to him, but he did it? I mean, we got to stop that.
This is one thing I'm about. Yeah. I'm all about accountability.
Yeah.
A lot of us walk different paths of life. But when you look at the majority of person that born and raised here in Montgomery, black person, not white, but black. I can only speak for poor black man. I can't speak for rich black man. That's more like you can. But but when it comes to poor black people, these are skills. You had at one point in time where you went to jail for anything. Like the police preyed upon the community, and please they preyed upon.
And I hear you, but we're really not at that.
Wait a minute, let me say though, it took a work. It took for these different organizations to come in, suspend stupid programs that preyed upon the poor. So we're just now starting to get to a point where to those who want to stay out the way can. You sit back and you wonder why we can't get police to fill the position because you ruined the community. I mean,
because the community. Let me ask something. I believe that the community has there ought to be a standard of conduct for the community also. Not just the police, but for the community also.
But why would I want to arrest someone That's a good guy. But the law changes all the time. At one point, just a couple years ago, the law said I couldn't look at a white woman. So the law said I couldn't drink from a certain.
You got to go back there.
I'm just saying.
You're reaching way back.
It was the law.
It was the law.
It was the law says that we're finna let people put guns up under their clothes, and we're not. So don't tell me the law means right. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been in jail. You know, Jesus to be in the jail.
Listen. You can either make it. You can either make an excuse for your situation, or you can get off Monday.
But it's not an excuse. I mean,
but it is.
When you sit back and you look, the same guys that are sitting in prison. Some of these guys are some of the most intelligent people they have given an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't went to prison. Now, once they go to prison, do you think this guy comes out as a better person? How many guys that go to jail come out a better person?
There are a lot of them. I know them. But here's what I'm saying.
What would you say the percentage? What would you say the percentage? That's all I want. What would you say the percentage?
Here again, and that doesn't matter. It's on the individual, up to the individual. It's not what you go through. It's how you come out on the other side. And it's a word that I hope I leave with you today.
Okay.
It's called fortitude.
Okay.
Fortitude means that even though you've gone through something, you come out on the other side, and you put it behind you.
Okay.
You see, we can't live in the past and we can't live in the future. We can only live in the present.
But those who are doomed to forget their history repeats it. All those go hand in hand. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, brother, and I want to leave this with you. The past is a memory.
Yeah.
The future is your imagination. Yeah. The only real thing is right now. So what are you doing right now? That's what matters. This very moment, this very day. What happened yesterday doesn't matter now.
Gotta take a break. We'll be back after this.
You see, I'm hearing excuses. You see, my mother and sister both retired from the Department of Corrections.
Thank you.
I've been to just about every prison in the state of Alabama. Not going to the maximum down there.
Okay.
But I've been there, and I always say to guys, and she started the SAP program, substance abuse program. Okay. There are a lot of people who have substance abuse problems, be it alcohol or other illicit drugs, legal or illegal. Now, it's up to each individual to choose not to go down that route. I have friends of mine I've gone to school with who chose that route. That was their choice. I have friends who didn't choose that. Okay? I didn't choose. Now, whatever happened to me along the way, the only reason I tell them, the only reason I am not in this cell with you is because I did not get caught for some of the things I did.
Thank you.
Now, having said that,
Okay.
I use that as a catalyst to go forward. Now, even though you have gone through some things, look, I've gone through the same thing. I just didn't get caught. Okay. Now.
But you didn't have your freedom restricted.
Okay. Now, here you go.
You didn't have your financial situation restricted.
But here's what I'm saying. I live in the present. You've got to live in the present. Where are you now?
But the things that you've been through is what makes you the person you are.
That's a memory. What are you doing today? So you're
I'm in here today.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm moving.
And are you moving? See, you're still dwelling in the past.
You can't
in other
your
words,
past. You can't. That would be foolish.
Here's what I'm saying.
It would be foolish.
The past is a memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the future is a whole.
Watch this. Kevin said something. He said, you know, you act arrogant. I said, no. Arrogance is bragging about your accomplishments. Okay. Humility is learning from your mistakes. He'll just say it. Let me repeat that again.
No, I heard that. I heard.
Humility is learning from your mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
If you learn from your mistakes, you won't repeat them.
Yeah.
And the recidivism rate would go down in prison.
Okay, let me ask you this. Has it been 1 year that it went down?
I'm talking to you, brother. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you right now. I'm telling you, I know the reason for recidivism.
And I know the reason why I'm here.
As stupid is.
Okay, why you ain't solved it? Why you ain't solved it if you know the reason?
I'm not the person doing it. The only person who can solve that is the person doing it. Because they don't believe, you know what?
That makes
A person,
Recidivism
well, if it
isn't an individual
what
thing. It's
causes
something that's
recidivism rate?
recidivism.
That means you do the
because
same
it's
thing.
systematic. No, it's not.
It's not systematic.
No, it's not.
You
If you get out of jail and then you're put into an environment where you don't have a support system, that's why most people
Look, brother,
before they're let out of jail, you have to have a support
is
system.
yourself.
No, man.
Hey,
You don't.
I tell you a good movie. There's a movie called Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I'd have seen that. Good movie.
Okay.
Great
Did
movie.
you catch anything off of that?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a man who was incarcerated but was innocent.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how long he stayed in that prison, he was still an innocent man.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the way he lived.
Okay.
Now everybody else around him was guilty.
Yeah.
They did not know how to accept life after being institutionalized. Remember that word?
Yeah.
You see,
So he came out a great person, a better person for sitting in jail.
no, he was the same person. Look, he started
That's
a
the movie.
library in
That's the
there.
movie.
He got in there. He made over $100,000. What I'm telling you is that is a metaphor for life, brother. That what is within you will always be within you.
Yeah.
Now, until someone gives you an opportunity and you realize where you are, you will stay in the same place.
All right, let me ask you.
In other words, Baines, I think his name was, the older guy who he had been in prisons for so long, he didn't know what to do out of prison. He committed suicide.
But I'm asking
He didn't know what to do.
The prisons are
That's
so
the way, what you're talking about, those guys in recidivism rate. They don't know what to do out of prison.
Yeah, because you got
Somebody tell you when to go to bed, when to eat, when to go exercise.
And some of them got more money than
no,
you.
If you're in prison, you ain't got no money.
Yes, you do. See, you're living in a fantasy world.
No.
I got a guy right now I could call right now that's doing a life sentence. Doing a life sentence. Doing a life sentence.
Okay, doing a
The
life sentence.
man can send me $40,000-$50,000 right now, and he's doing a life
what
sentence.
that is.
The
You know what
man
that
doing a
means?
life
You know what a
sentence.
life
Prison
sentence?
isn't changing
That means
anything.
prison is his life.
That means you got guards, COs that are bringing drugs and things to him.
No, prison is his life, brother.
That means that this is slavery. The slave
No.
mentality state.
See, as
the
long
slave
as
mentality
here's
state
what I'm
is
saying.
building more
Here's what I'm
prisons
saying, my
and
friend.
have the dumbest
As
school system in
long
this
as you believe
That's why-
that everyone else is responsible for where you are, you will never move.
But I'm happy with what I'm at. You see, you're having the wrong argument. I'm not the guy
I'm
that's
not
fighting for
arguing.
everybody.
I'm not arguing.
I'm content with where I'm at. I feel like this is my chance to become a millionaire through broadcasting, hooking up with Kevin. So I'm trying to better myself. So I'm not worried about everybody.
If you think that you're going to become a millionaire doing broadcasting, you have an unrealistic expectation.
You're a fool.
Which
Do you not know
means-
what journalists make? Do you not know how much a top tier? I didn't say average. I said a top tier. Do you not know how much a
Okay,
journalist or a broadcaster
Know
makes?
what you're comparing.
Do you not know what?
It's
how
like
much-
asking me, do you know how much the top basketball player makes?
No, it's like you want to impress with stupid words.
No,
but you just sat back now. All right, $50 bet right now.
I don't
You
bet.
want okay then?
I don't gamble.
Well, then you can't impress me with just big words.
I'm
See,
not
you're
trying to
an
impress.
older generation.
Okay, guys.
You're an older generation.
On
Okay, we got about 6 minutes left. Take a couple of calls on the show here. It's been interesting. The show's been off the air. I never said anything today. Let me talk to whoever this is. Good morning, you're on air. Yes. Mm-hmm. That is true.
Give them $6 million. Give the teacher $6 million.
Money ain't the problem with school.
No.
No. Right. I agree. And you know what? It is not a very complicated solution to the problem. It's not complicated at all. But everybody, nobody want. Yeah. No, go ahead. I talk every day. Go ahead. Finish. No, I'm just saying. I've been asking for years, and again, if you don't have discipline, you really are not going to ever get control of this. So, I mean, yeah. Well, I called Mr. Sibley again yesterday, trying to get him on because yeah, yeah, I think so, and that's the message I left him. I said I don't. When you tell me 9 out of 11 students can't do math, which I find it almost incomprehensible that that's true. And who can't add, subtract, divide, and multiply?
A slave.
I mean, who? But I just don't. I
Because of
can't
the
even
test that
comprehend.
they give,
Yeah.
it just deals with guessing.
Because of the jobs that they
The
expect
testing.
you to get when you get out of school.
That's right, exactly. It's the only job in America, right? Mm-mm.
Let me ask you this, caller. You don't think the parents of these kids have any responsibility for what their children are doing? Okay. And see, you may disagree with this, but the reason that there are so many private schools in Montgomery is because those are the caring parents who think it's worth their while to pay the money to send their children to those schools.
Well, why wouldn't those same people?
Thank you.
Why
Thank
can't
you.
those same people then get mad at our public school system and use that same influence to make a difference over there?
They don't have to.
Okay.
Because of the standard. That's average.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's average.
Huh?
No. And as long as we don't talk about the problem starts at home.
It didn't start home, but it don't end at home. Right.
There you go. And if the parents allow it, well, it's public schools, so they have a low standard. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, my time's up. I gotta go because our time is. It's been an interesting conversation now. But Donald, I think the whole school, it's a wasted conversation for what I can say in Alabama right now, Montgomery. I hear what you're saying.
It's the parents.
But
the parents, if the parents don't expect
but if you
more,
don't
they
have
don't
good
get
parents, then the school should take
You
that
can't
up.
do it.
In local
You gotta
parental,
have all of it.
the teachers become
You
the
know
parents.
what? That's
Teachers
why it's
become the
easier
parents.
just to go to private school.
Well,
Because there is a standard at every private school.
So why can't the same standard be at our school?
Because the parents don't demand it.
But they become the parent. The school teacher.
No.
Because you care about your
No,
money.
only the
You
parent
watch
can be
over
the
your
parent.
money when you spend your money.
Local parentis.
No, only the parent can be the
Okay.
parent.
Well,
School can't be the parent.
they are in lieu of the parent.
It's a partnership.
Okay. Well, some people don't make good partners.
That's right.
All right. I'm just saying.
That's why it's easy to just go to private school.
Well, it has been an interesting time. Blue, thank you.
Thank you,
You,
Dan,
you,
for
you,
the
lean, you lean a little bit too far to that left, though. But
That's
that's
what we
okay.
need, some left up in here,
Yeah.
man. Come on.
Yeah, I want to go to sleep. But I'm with you. Anyway, Donald, thank you again for a more intriguing conversation.
Thank you, Kevin.
Stay woke, people.
Stay woke. Well, we got too much wokeness right now. Anyway, our time's up. We'll see you tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. No sense calling folks. I gotta go.
Okay.
Radio 1440.
Man, it's been great. And you've mentally exercised me in a way I didn't see coming, dog. I'm looking forward to you educating me, enlightening me, and showing me a few more things.
Well, your cup is full. Therefore, I can't put anything in it. You already have your mindset on what the problem is, what your problem is, and once you have that, there's nothing I can put in your cup because your cup is already full. You have to empty your cup for me to put something in.
Donald, I just seek your wisdom. For you to deny and